Lydiya Grigoryeva, an excellent track runner. We were waiting for her big marathon, and she had it this year in Boston. She's now the defending champion of the Boston Marathon. Lydiya's making her debut here, so we welcome you, Lydiya. People tend to run here and keep coming back, so good to have you. This will be your mini debut. What are your tactics against such a strong field?
Большое спасибо, что пригласили меня на этот старт, на десятку. Ой, моя тактика это, я готовилась. Мне нравится, что только чисто женский пробег.
Train very hard. I prepare for this race. I love, in general, run the races with only women's race. This is a special race when you're running and competing in this. She's very nervous. It's probably not as much experience she has in front of the microphone.
Соперники очень сильные. Я надеюсь, что прибегу на что готовилась. Надеюсь, что получится у меня.
The athletes who is participating in this race is very strong. It's a lot of great athletes training hard, and I believe I'll try to achieve the results which I was training for and run as well as possible.
Excellent. You can relax. There's lots of first-timers. Sarah's first time with us. There'll be lots of first-timers behind you, so we're pleased to have you. We'll do all we can to keep you nice and relaxed and get you set up for a good run. Our next top woman here is not only a tremendous fan favorite in her native Australia, but certainly a fan favorite of many of us throughout the industry, and certainly here in New York. We're so pleased to welcome back Benita Johnson, who was the 2004 World Cross Country Champion, always a fighter, always a top finisher in world-class races. Benita joins us off a personal best, a very impressive run in Chicago Marathon, LaSalle Bank Chicago Marathon last fall, and just last weekend, Benita defended her title at the Freihofers Women's 5K. So welcome back, Benita. How did last weekend go, and does it give you added confidence coming into this year's race?
Yeah, well, thanks a lot for having me back, and as Lorna said, I love coming back to New York, and the people are fantastic, and certainly last week, given that it was my first race back since the London Marathon, I think the biggest confidence it gave me was that I was recovered fully from the marathon, and I still had a bit of speed, and I wasn't really sure how I'd run, and yeah, I felt better and better as the race went on, so it gave me a lot of confidence in that way, but certainly this race on Saturday is probably the most competitive road race I run each year, barring all the marathons, so it's going to be tough to win. So I'll just do my best and see how it goes, and I really can't wait. So yeah, we'll line up there on Saturday and bring out the Australian weather, and yeah, we'll put on a good show. It'll be great. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you, Benita. And I'll add, of our 29 professional women, so we have 6 Olympians, 2 world champions, 4 women who have broken 31 on the track, and another 5 who have broken 32. And we're quite pleased we'll be welcoming a very large contingent of top Japanese runners as well. Everybody's listed in your book, as well as Kim Smith from New Zealand, who's right up the road at Providence. So now it's everybody's chance if you would like to ask a few questions of the athletes, and then we'll have the athletes available for additional one-on-one.
So a couple of people, the ones who have run this a lot, like Lornah and Benita, actually, and Jelena as well, I guess 3 or 4. Is this race always, it always seems like whoever is ahead in the first half of the race pretty much ends up winning the race, because the difficult hills are in the first half of the race. pretty much have that sense, Lornah, as the winner, in fact, that you know, you have to get out early in the first half of the race and break the race open on the uphill?
Actually, I don't think so. I mean, it's just that the times that I've read here and what I was in front, you know, I was just strong enough to hold through the finish. But I've also seen where the gap has been closing, you know, tighter and tighter. So it actually doesn't matter. It's just how you want to do it that day and how strong you are that day. But being in front all the way or the halfway, I don't think it's a guarantee that you will come out as a winner.
But I usually like to run fast second part of distance.
Yeah, I've found that every time I've run this race, whoever was leading at the start always wins. But that's my experience. But I certainly think that if you're going faster in the second half, that's probably the way for me to run it. So see how it goes.
Are you surprised at how much, I know that you closed in White Harbour very fast in the last 800 and specifically the last 400. Had you been able to do much speed training since between the London Marathon?
Yeah, well, I went to Flagstaff for 2 weeks before Freihofer's, and following London I went home to Melbourne and took quite a bit of a break because I was pretty upset and I didn't really feel like training much. So certainly once we got to Flagstaff, I dropped my kilometres quite a lot, and I've been doing a lot more speed work and a lot of hills and 600, 800 repetitions on the track. So I guess that would have helped my speed, but I wasn't really sure, and I was kind of hurting the whole race. So I think it was probably more guts and determination, really. And obviously my sprinting must be going all right. So yeah, I think that was what got me through in the end.
Ladies, as you may know, Dathan Ritzenhein and fellow Australian Craig Mottram had quite a race here in the Healthy Kidney 10K, which is a very, very similar course. And Dathan, because it was a very strong field, Dathan broke the 10-year course record and ran 28:08 off a very strong second half.
Yeah, I must have particularly said about that actually. So yeah, that was impressive, that run. I've been training up in Flagstaff with Buster, so yeah, we heard about that.